Hello, friends. No matter where you are on the planet, I'm sending you the biggest of hugs and light and love. I'm starting, I do have a couple of my fun charts to do today. I've got some good information to share with you. Some, I don't know if it's bad information, but I truly did find some ugly information today. And I posted it on my Telegram and my Facebook. So I was like, what the F? So we'll get to that last because it's probably where it should be is last. So I did some fun stuff. I'd love to just, again, I want to give Shannon a shout out for keeping my Telegram feed going no matter what. She literally is doing it almost 24/7, and we're filling in the blanks. Um, uh, so Angel Spice and I are filling in the blanks. And I just wanted to remind you of the Telegram channel. So if you haven't watched or been on Telegram, download it. You can phone from it. You can do all of those things. Block your security, shut off your data right away in your settings on your Telegram before it just starts eating up all your data, number one. So there's Shannon and I have been trying to do some decoding on a couple of things, and I'm just going to state this to all my friends here. Excuse me. I just had a really good breakfast. It was so good. Anyways, but got the hiccups and anyways. But I did a list today of questions, and I used my pendulum, and I sent the list and the questions to Shannon. And by no way is it prediction, but I did ask some things about what was going on behind the scenes. And I have used this pendulum, to help people determine if they're going to have a baby soon, if they're going to break up with their boyfriends, blah, blah, blah. It's worked before many, many times. So I ask it a number of test questions that I know are going to provide me with yes or no answers. And then if I've asked it too complicated of a question where it can't be a yes or no, it'll just stop. So I don't know if any of you, I'm looking very nice today. Oh, thank you. I'm wearing my Bob Ross t-shirt. And yeah, the girls are swinging free. I'm at home in my PJs. I don't care. Thank you. You're in India. Woo! Hi there. So I wanted to show you what I came across. So firstly, anybody who's met me in real life will know that I figure out their life path numbers, and everybody goes, what's your life path number? I don't understand how you figure it out. So I'm going to show you how to figure out your life path. This is not my birthday, but this is my number. So you take the month, the day, and the year, and you add them all up until you get to these numbers here. Okay? Oh, thank you, Mira. So my hair looks bad? Is that what you're saying? No, I'm just kidding. If I care. But anyways, so you get through 1 through 9, 11, 22, and 33. These numbers carry a vibration. Most people refer to this as numerology. Okay? Now, for me personally, I'm a life path 3811. Okay? And I was born in the year of a rooster, which is 1969. So this is the year I was born. And I'm also a Cancer. So not that the Cancer, I don't really go by that. I go by actually the life path number. So I figured out some really interesting things. A few of the things I knew before I did it, though, today. And True North, everyone's like, oh, who's True North? True North is the owner of Q Patriots News, I think, in Telegram. 13,000 followers in there. Anyway, she's from Vancouver, and she is an excellent, excellent, excellent decoder. And so a lot of her posts, I just posted one of HITLER and WALT, DIS, Disney, on my Facebook. And I've shared the one that she shared in Telegram because it's just too hard to share them back and forth. So I download them. So I even have the information. So, anyways, why I'm getting to these numbers and why they're important is because every number carries a vibration. And I figured out a whole bunch of cool numbers this morning. So I'm just going to take my sip of my hot chocolate. And happy Friday to you all. I hope everybody got a chance to watch Fifth Element Goddess and my Zoom call last night. It was one of the best that we've ever had. And then I also posted her meditation, 20-minute meditation video in my group chat on Telegram. Telegram here. And in my on my Facebook and in my Telegram. I posted them on all three places. So please go look for that. You can actually go put in the search button on your Telegram and put in fifth and it will come up. You don't have to go scrolling through things. Or even put in my name, Raven, and it'll pull up all the posts that I've posted. So let's have some fun. This is the good chart, I'll say. I didn't do the bad chart or the ugly chart. So here's some life paths I figured out today. Oh, I'm so glad I did it on this particular back of the sheet. Okay, so life paths. Our 4, 10, 20 guy, his life path is a 314. I always thought it was an 8, but he's a 314, which is my ex-boyfriend and his wife. And that's totally makes sense. And he was born in the year of the dog. Okay. His eldest son, guess what? Same life path. Okay. Now, why these are important, I'll read you what these life paths are. Okay. So look at Melania. She's a 2911. So she's kind of like me, a little different. Eric and Tiffany. So they have 3 life path 11s in their family. Now, this lady here, she doesn't have any, Ivanka doesn't have any matching numbers to the rest of her family. However, she shares the same birth sign as a sister from another mother. So this whole entire, and Baron is also a 4. So if you look at the people who are dogs in this family, Baron, Melania, and Donald. Okay, those are all dogs. Who else is a dog? General Flynn. And General Flynn is a life path 32-5. So Lady Di, JFK Jr., and Patrick Bouvier Kennedy are all life paths number 7, and so is Elon Musk. Okay. Now, Jackie, she was like me. She's a 3811. If you see the similarities between these, you'll see that there's snake, 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 dog, 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 right? And I figured out Carolyn's, which was 3, which is all about communication, connectivity, and living in the moment. And Kaylee's is 3. Now, I tried to get Sydney Powell's. I didn't find her birthday that easy on there, but I think she's either a rat or a dragon. So I asked my pendulum, is Sydney Powell a dragon? And it said, in a dragon sign, and it said yes. And I thought, well, of course, they would be both dragons. So interesting note to everyone here. HITLER and JGH. I'm not saying they're the same. I even wrote that here. I'm not saying they're the same person. They just have the same number and they were born in the same year, Chinese astrology. Interesting. So I thought this was super cool. So I'm going to read you some of what these mean. So you can, I just took some quick notes, I'll say, quick notes. So if you are a life path 4, okay, you're a natural genius for planning, fixing, building, practical application, and you have cerebral excellence. Also, he's born in the month of a Gemini, which is an air sign, and they're all about they're in their head. That's what air signs are. So they are the most trustworthy, down to earth. They are master builders of society. They're great at planning, associated with the element of earth. And if they meet people that don't sit well with them, like just a lot of surface people, like they lack tact and they don't hide their feelings at all like that tact. So, please make with alternative numbers. Oh, what do you mean, Mira? Please make a chart with alternative numbers. No, know what you mean. I'll try and figure that out in a minute. So this is what the life path 4 is. So these planner people are senior, junior, also Baron. And Elon has a 4. These are very important to know. The people who have 4s in their numbers, because they also carry those planning, fixing, building traits as well, and master builders and down to earth people. So that's where those vibrations come in. All right. So the life path 5, which is Ivanka and General Flynn, and also these two down at the bottom. They have a high progressive mindset. Also, my oldest son is a life path 5. He's a 41-5. They have a high progressive mindset, attitude, and skills to make the world a better place. The key is to your life is freedom. So think about the 5 senses, traveling, all that stuff. They're very advanced in thinking. They're naturally versatile and adventurous. They like constant change and improvement, and that's totally who she is. And a rooster here. So I can imagine Ivanka personally now a little bit, because she is an adventure seeker. She's about the 5 senses. The 2 is about balance and diplomacy, and the 3 is about communication, connectivity, and bringing people together. It's about collaborations. Big menage a trois. I don't mean she's doing them, but just that number. That's what that number pretty much means. Fun, live in the moment. So, which is funny because Kaylee is definitely a live in the moment type of person. She just hammers that right where she is. I love that quality. Number 5 is the most compassionate of all the numbers. And interesting note, Abraham Lincoln was a number 5. Okay. They're great communicators. They know how to motivate people around them. And even if they're not selling something, they can sell you their ideas, which is a totally fascinating thing about numbers. So we don't have, notice how there's no 6. There's not 1 6 in these numbers. I was like, wait a second. I must have checked this 3 times. There's not 1 6 to, but they're the nurturers, and they have the need to feel useful. So the life path 7s, and I'm going to talk about these 7s in particular here. Okay. And perhaps that guy too. So yes, it does pertain to him for sure. And I have 2 of my youngest sons are life path 7. So I'm very familiar with this number. Very familiar. So, and actually my, no, it's not that son. Forget it. So the life path 7 is all about investigation, analysis, keen observations. They are thinkers too, but they're perfectionists. So I can see why this guy would be a number 7. They're very peaceful, affectionate souls. They're very guarded. They spot deception very easily. But when they make friends with you, they are friends for life. They're not overly social people, and most people mistake their reservations for being aloof. So they don't join things. They just don't like joining things. And I could see this about her. Like, she was forced into a life where she probably didn't like the spotlight, but accepted the responsibility because she knew where that chair of power sat. So, the month, date, year. That one. This one. Is that what you're looking for? I hope so. Can you repeat how you count? Okay. Okay. So, you take your birth month, and if it's 12, you go 1 plus 2 plus whatever. You got the hint. So I could do it. If you're November 11th in 1885, like, whose birthday was that? It was really cool. I think that was Patton's birthday. Yes. 11/11/1885, and he was a life path 8, and he was a rooster. So I'm just going to read those again. So here's the 7. So these people who are number 7s, this is the really funny part about it. They prefer living alone. Adaptability is really not their style. And once they pick up something, they stick with it pretty much the rest of their life, whatever form of spirituality is. And this is a very highly spiritual number. So the sevens, obviously, and the 11s are very, very much about the spiritual numbers. And I find it awesome that Melania is a 2911 because the nines of the numbers are humanitarians. They're called to end things. Oh, that's great. I'm glad you guys are all helping each other out there. So it's a 5. Yay, that's awesome. Where are you getting the numbers? So did you get that? Or where am I getting my numbers? So I read mine off of, let me just check with this one. I don't mind this one, Mojan, mojan.com. If you go to that, it's got a pretty much a breakdown of the numbers. So an 8 is about out of a sense of abundance. They can hold on or let go as appropriate without the need to manipulate or control. They have a fair sense of fairness, which is pretty much when you're thinking about, where is it? Oh, that's a 26-8. Let me just find a 38-11 and I'll read you mine and then you'll laugh, I'm sure. I read it too. I just have to scroll down a little bit more. Bear with me. There's 2911. Okay, so I'm going to read you Melania's here. These people feel inspired and they inspire others as they follow a clear path of service. The underlying motive is in all they do. Creative strategists, supportive friends, and loyal allies, they attract people with their natural charisma and led by inspiration in whatever creative field they choose. They offer something special, showing exceptional vitality and endurance to reach their goals. Relaxed and open, these 2911s get inspiration directly from spirit. So their negatives are they're outwardly insecure, inhibited, and without a real sense of themselves, but we know that's not her. So me, 3811s. Okay, hold on one sec. Okay, hello everybody. I'll read this quickly. 3811s. Brilliant and powerful leaders or dynamic creative advisors. These individuals can solve long-standing problems, create new options, and open doors to a better world. Money isn't the main issue for them. They apply their energy and there's always enough. They give and receive without keeping track of the score, and they attract others with their powerful energy field. They help empower others and they share abundantly. They've learned to lead from a position of equality and mutual respect. Driving the material success path with a tidal wave of energy makes them for an exciting, productive life. So in the negative, we can tend to manipulate and outmaneuver people because we're very crafty. So yes, you're February 23rd, 1957. I'll do the math for some of you guys because I'm just like that. February 2nd, 1957. See, I'll show you how I do it. Let's clear it. February 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 7. Is that your birthday? 19. Yes. So you are a life path 2911, just like Melania I just read from you. That was, yes. So let me just, aloha, everyone. Can't believe I know I'm trying to do math either. That's why I have my calculator. Sandra, where did you go? February 15th, 60. February 15th, 1960. You are a life path number 6. You're a natural nurturer. You like to make a beautiful home, build a beautiful home and never have really disruptions in that home. And you like to be a hostess with the mostest. Am I close? Is that you? 50, let me just screw down here. Okay, so I'm just gonna do common sensicals, 5, 13, 65. See, now I know all your birthdays. I'm just kidding. I'll send you all presents. I'm kidding. As if. As if. That's a Canadian country slang. It's not really country. It's more from the reserve. It's a funny joke we have. My friend has. Okay. 5/13/1965. 5/13/1960. You are a life path number 3, commonsensical. Complete number 3. So you're like Kaylee and Carolyn. So, all right. And VW 43074. Hey, I think that's my sister's number. 43074. No, she was 73. Yes. So you are an 8. That's right. Because she's a 9. Did I do that right? No, let me just do it for you. I don't think I did that. 9, 7, 4. You're a 28. You're life path number 1. It's a 28 and then it equals 10. So you're life path number 1. You're independent. You have a lot of ideas. You like to be a leader. That's pretty much it. And Wendy, 3/3/1974. Your birthday's coming up here. You are life path number 9, humanitarian. Okay. September 1st, 1956. September 1st, 1956. You are a life path 31/4, like Donald Trump. That's the birthday, Carmen. 8/24/84. Okay, 8/24/1984. You are a life path 36/9. That's a 9. Jerome. You're welcome. 10/4/1964. Okay, let me see. 10/4/1964. You're 25/7. Correct, Karina. Yes. Did you do my month yet? I don't know. Jerry, give me your birthday and it's not a month, it's your whole birthday. Yeah, if you're willing to share that. So, yeah, it's really fascinating. This is what I connected today. So we've got 16/8/65. 16/8/19. You're a 39/9. 16/8/1965. Okay. Like Melania, yes, you are. 1/27/62. 1/2/7. Yeah. Okay. 28, you're 1. Did I do that already? Oops, you're 1, whoever I just did that for. Yes, attraction, sociability, optimism, memory, friendship. Yes, exactly. That's exactly it, Cosmic Indigo. And that's why I'd like to point out that this number that I love my number. I didn't realize how much I would love it because 8 is about administration. And when you turn it sideways, it's infinity. Everybody comes and goes in your life, money comes and goes. And that's why money doesn't really matter to an 11, because even though we try and create it successfully as an administrative type person in this number, we know that there's infinite abundance of energy and money, this is the symbol of the new system. So that's fascinating. And this is about the creativity, connectivity, and the sociability. It really is about these people here. Natural 3s live in the moment, and my friend Star was a natural 3. She literally could sing, dance, act. They're multi-talented people. And so I'm honored to have a 3 in my life. They're the most fun at parties too, by the way. So if you are a true 3, that's what you are. So, where is my Mr. Trump? Right. Oh, you mean here? That's funny. On how you do the numbers for the life paths. I'll show this up again. Here we go. So you take your birth month. So if it's 6, if it was December, it would be 1 + 2. I'll just do that on the bottom too, so nobody's confused. 1970. So it would be 12 + 2 + 4 + 1 + 9 + 7. So there's the two different breakdowns. Does that make sense to everybody? I don't know what the bottom one equals yet. 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 19, 26. So it's going to be a 26, 8. Okay. And I'll just explain these numbers too. Like when you get to a 1 through 9, you stop. When you get to 11, you stop. When you get to 22, you stop. And when you get to 33, you stop. Okay. Normally, these people are spiritual teachers, kind of like what I'm doing right now. They give either humanitarian or artistically or just kind of like creative leaders, just counsel, inspire. That's what 11s are. Okay. 22 is someone you can think of a 22 in the easiest form as someone who's a master builder. And they basically can build computers in the back of their mind. They can make all the connections and be able to, like, one of my friends is a life path 22, and he builds like meter readers that can read airwaves and then plunk it into a computer. How the heck he can understand that is because he's a life path 22. So life path 33 are like the I want to say like the really I'll look it up for you. So yeah, I'll read it exactly what she has on low down here. So I'm not gonna F it up here. Did I go through that already? No, these are 4711, 3912. I hope they have it on here. So 33s basically are the people who are, I'll just see if it's in the 33-6, I think. Almost there. There we are, 33-6. Surrounded by a bright energy field reflecting purity and clarity, these sensitive individuals have a high attractive energy and enthusiastic way of helping others to see their own perfection and positive side of every issue. Their body is strong because they developed and refined it through proper exercise and diet. They accept their shape whether or not it meets anyone else's idea of perfection. They see inherent perfection of others. They've come to accept themselves. Self-evaluation has changed. Self-evaluation has changed to self-valuation. They always have a kind word or good thing to say about others. Their laser eyesight can spot the beauty in anyone or anything. They see the higher beings we are all becoming with their high standards and sense of fairness. They work for justice, right, and truth in constructive ways. So they're basically like spiritual leaders is the best way I would put those. They can get a lot of people together, inspire, create, like, that sort of thing. So yes, with double digits life path here, I'll hold it up again. Don't worry about the double digits here. So if it's December, you take December is 1 plus 2. And then you add the date 2 plus 4. Do this. And then 1 plus 9 plus 7 equals that way. Does that help you? I hope so. The best numbers, mine, of course. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The best numbers, I do believe, well, it really, these numbers, every life path has a job. Every life path has a job that's more suitable to it. So take me, for example, I'm just going to point out Jackie O's here because that's exactly my number and she's the only one on here who has my number. So people who are 30, I'll talk about mine because that's the vibrations I understand the most. So a life path 11, if there's good and bad situations with every single number. Every single number has a positive and a negative, just like we have dark and light within ourselves. We wouldn't be able to see the light if we didn't have dark, correct? So if we have proper balance, we sit where these swords are one on equal sides. We have ideas and then we put the pen to paper. However, if we cut down the idea, we swoop it down even faster. So I'm like, oh, that's not a good idea, and I'll forget about it. So we will make people who have threes in their number are natural communicators. We have a natural gift for gab. We have a natural gift for entertainment, being present, being in the moment. And so that compiled with an eight, that's why Jackie O had that natural charisma. Now, people ask me if they thought she was bad. I do not think it's really very possible to be bad with this number personally. The first half of your life of a life path 11 is very, very painful. It's like getting snake bites throughout your life. And most people don't become into their number. They don't become into their full life path, the number 11 of being a spiritual healer, advisor, whatever you want to call it, teacher. They don't come into that part of their life until like 45 or 50. And that is exactly true. Everyone I know that is a life path 11 doesn't really get why life sucks at the very beginning, but then their life is the most beautiful, transpired. And I had a friend who lived to be 103, and she was a 3811, just like myself. And the first half of her life was very, very hard. And the second half was just so incredibly beautiful. So that's what I can speak to about that. But the things that you might want to be interested to know is Tiffany Trump. This is Donald's and Marla Maples' daughter. She is a 2911, and she's born in the year of the rooster. Now, I'm born in the year of the rooster too, so I'll speak about this in a little bit of detail. So she's kind of like me, but she's a 2911 instead of a 38. So she's more of a down-to-earth humanitarian, not so much a showman blabbermouth like myself. So, but the rooster here, just think of what roosters do. They get up early in the morning, they're very on time. We scratch to the truth. We don't like, we do have egos at time. I've learned to balance mine a long time ago when I've had many multiple things like being bald and face rashes really knock your ego down a few pegs. But it keeps your ego in check. And roosters always have super awesome homes. We do. We do. I'm not going to lie. Kaylee's the news journalist that we think may be one of these people, related to these people here. Some thinks that this is father and this is daughter, like this one here. And this is why this person only lived 2 days. He's actually alive because they kept the 777s in their family. Does that help you? And all of the people would have gotten along with each other because they all have similar numbers to each other. So here comes the rooster music. But roosters, that's the year 1969. We're just a bunch of weirdos. Every single one of my friends that turned 50 last year, you are a weirdo. Welcome. Thank you for being a weirdo. I love roosters, but I can't live with a rooster. I don't know if I could. I don't know. We're kind of, roosters like to live with, I think it's oxes are the best matches for us. Roosters and oxes. Yeah. So still lost on how these numbers are done. Well, Firestorm, if you give me your birthday, I'll figure out what you are. So you can go look on Life Path Calculator. It's mojan.com, mojan.com. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is not, it's still good, but I wanted to explain a little bit of an ongoing theory that I have, okay? So, you're a monkey. Oh, monkey, tiger. Oh, I love it. How do you get to 34? Oh, I'm going to have to read back through those in a little bit. As long as you guys are working it out between yourselves. So this is my ongoing theory, okay? Mm. 2765. Okay. 2765. I'll do it for you, Christina. 2765. 2 plus 7 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 5. Yes, you are a 3. Yay, you're a 3. 3, 3, 6. Oh, 33166. 3, 3, 1, 9, 6. 2911. See, if I show you like that, does that help you? It should all be single digits added together. So, no, you don't feel like a sheep. You don't look like a sheep. Haha. Okay, so I'm going to go back to, yes, confused. December 30th, 57. Okay, let me do that for you. December 30th. You are a life path number 1. So you get to 28, and then you add the 2 plus 8 together, you get a 10, so you're a 1. Okay, does that help you? 12, 1965. 61. You're a 7, a 25-7. And by the way, Jerry, you were born in the same year as Lady Diana and Joseph Gregory Hallett. And Joseph Gray, an interesting fact in case you didn't know, but there's, I think, 77 days between Lady Diana's birthday and Joseph Gregory Hallett's birthday. And Ghislaine Maxwell was also born in 1961. So there you go. Minnie's aunt is 6249. Okay, and then I'll get to this. I have to get to this thing. 6, what is it? 22. You're just about the same age as my mom. Her birthday was just... So you're a 33. You're a life path 33. That's the one I talked about being inspirational. Minnie's aunt, that's what you are. So you're welcome. Yes. And what became of Mr. Hallett? This is what we're going to talk about right now. Okay. This is my ongoing theory. Okay. This is just a theory. This is just what is in my vibes. Hear me out. Okay. Hear me out. And I didn't smoke enough to do this. So. Okay. So in other videos, let's just talk about what this is first. So I'll put it on the side here. And we can all agree, I hope, that through my former videos, it is my understanding that our present thought in complete and utter 5D are about right here standing in truth time. Now, what about UFOs? Oh, don't worry. This is all part of the story here. I'm going right to the Great Awakening, all right? So, one thing I learned about this guy here last year, if you guys don't know who he was claiming to be the king, whoops, my dyslexia, of UK, okay? Oh yeah, it was king of .uk. King oh fuck, that's what it was. So if his page is still up, I'm not sure. So, and his birthday is September 15th, 61. Okay. The reason I'm going to talk about him in particular is because I'm going to talk about what he told me last year. Okay. And apply it to some of this story. Now, some people would like to say that this guy's a fraud. I will say I disagree. Okay. And this is the reason. Hear me out on here on the reason I disagree. So, Google. Sorry. Hilarious. Okay. So, I think that everybody on this planet here, okay, we all know that our pineal glands and our brains in whole. And you know that our two halves are supposed to be a whole, right? Okay. So this is what I mean, and clean DNA. Okay. So let's, in our magical little life here, let's just talk about, this is what a great artist I am. When I say I can't draw a stick man, I can't draw a stick man. So last year, this particular person, I did an interview with him on May 20th or something like that. I posted how he was claiming to be the bloodline from Queen Anne Boleyn and Sir Walter Raleigh. And then I think it was 10, I can't remember, 10 generations down, or maybe 27. His bloodline was there. And because of where he was born and how who he was second in line, he has an older brother. So people were like, he can't be first in line and can't get the crown, da 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 da. This guy had one job. Anyone know what this guy's job was? His life's purpose? I'll wait. I do. His main job was to okay. So, how did he do that? Okay. Now, how did he manage to get himself into a position like this? I will just talk about what he told me in the interview and how it made sense in my game of life, my interpretation. Okay. Um, now, so he basically he's an autistic person, a high functioning autistic person that has a photographic memory. Okay. I do believe when we are born in this moment here, we're pricked at birth. They know who we all are. They have our blood. And who knows what they did to us in the hospital. Okay. And so this blood, he was claiming that he was the very first person. Why did I shut this? Because it's hard to open. That had the XYY chromosome. It was the first spotted in his blood. Okay. So, and he was also showing documents of the lineage. Now, how I looked at Greg the entire time, the very first time I spoke to that man, I've talked about this before, he phoned me at like several times in the middle of the night and then didn't know where I lived because I'd written all these charts down that he had basically sent for his verification documents, claiming the illegitimacy of the queen and then his legitimacy to the crown. And now those documents that he was showing me, me, all of us, was that the illegitimacy was derived because the queen is actually the daughter of Winston Churchill and a maid. Okay. And I had heard that before. And Bill Clinton is also the son of Winston Churchill and his mother. So when you know how these families, these negative bloodlines, I'll just say negative bloodlines, corrupt each other and interbreed, it's not really a surprise to hear that particular part of the story. In this paperwork as well, it also said that Princess or Lady Diana at the time, Princess Diana, she had given birth to the two sons, William and Harry. And William is from Prince Juan Carlos of Spain, and Harry was from, the original one was from Hewitt. Okay, that was in these documents as well. Now, how he's able to do this is, again, photographic memory. Okay. And yes, they do change their name. Everybody changes their name and whatever. So, my understanding of what his role was is when I interviewed him, it was like, I hate to make this reference, but I'm just gonna to put things into perspective. I knew that movies were the key to solving puzzles in this game in April. I'm like, well, if everything's real, then it's really fucking real. And so I started investigating movies, and that's kind of what led me to do a lot of the links to this movie and the Da Vinci Code. So to me, all I looked at my role, my personal role with him, is I was the person saying, "Hey, wait a minute, these guys aren't real," and he's claiming to be. That means that, and he's supporting Jacera. He's supporting world peace. So he thinks that we're all equal. He talks about $2 genes. I never got a bad vibe from him. So I always thought that he just had this job to do to expose how corrupt the entire royal system was, the entire worldwide. And when I was asking specific questions, he was giving me a timeline. And he said a couple of dates to me, and I might have to go back to verify. He told me in 1988, and this is why I'm bringing it up to the story here. He learned how to jump bodies. And that guy talks a lot, so I couldn't even interrupt him at the time. I was like, whoa, wait a second. Oh, yeah, 1987. Let's back that up. He met this person and claimed that DJT told him the plan of what was coming up. In 1988, he had his Akashic records done. Okay. And he said that in this particular Akashic records, and this lady that he met, he said that, and I'll just put it, Joseph Gregory Hallett equals some guy named McWoody in World War II. Now, this guy, McWoody, in World War II, this is Greg's story, is he was the driver of George S. Patton. Okay. Now, this George S. Patton, in the same website, he had a picture of George S. Patton as a younger boy, and it looks exactly like Trump. Exactly. And I was like, wow, I do believe in reincarnation. So we had a long chat about reincarnation during that. Well, not long enough, anyways. And he said that it was taken out in the Bible and they left in there. I said, well, I heard it was taken out in the Bible. He goes, they left a part in there that says you fold your clothes and then you get a new pair of clothes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I gotcha. So I haven't read the Bible. I'm not lying about that. But he said, too, that in 1989, he jumped bodies to take down Berlin Wall. So this is like doing those walk-in things, right? I would guess. So these are all his words. Okay. So what I do believe he told me personally, and I downloaded, and a few other people got the massive download at the same time, is that his purpose was just to do this and to help initiate equality for all. And he talked about getting rid of silent weapons for quiet wars in Australia and all of this stuff. If he was king, he would be like, so he did talk about the things that he would remove to equate to world peace. So that was all on May 31st last year. So if I use these same principles that he talked about, and he talked about soul families. And this is where I'm coming to all of you guys. all of my friends right here, right now. Y'all with me? Okay. I'm about to blow the cap off of your lids for reals. Let's just say that that story is 1,000% true. And Greg and Trump were friends in their former life and they're in their soul family. All right. Let's say that's true. And let's say George S. Patton did say, in my next life, I'm coming down to take all of you out. And that's what's going to happen. And guess who was born 12 days after or something like that? Like a few months after was TRUMP. You got it. So hold the line, right? Here we go. This is how we're all going to find our inner standing of ourselves and realize why people in this paradigm have shown up in our other paradigms before. Okay. Now, me personally, I knew I have a close relationship and an understanding of King Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. Okay. So I'll just put them here. King and Anne Boleyn. Oops, I think I spelled it wrong. Whatever. No, who cares? Anyways, so I have like knowledge that no normal human being would know. Put it this way, when I read these documents, I'm like, well, of course, that all makes sense to me. I never thought that she should have died. I thought she was a heroine. I thought that she had a heart of gold and wanted to help people and they just set her up. I always, in my gut of guts, thought Anne Boleyn was a good person. Always, 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 always. I could never be swayed from that. That was my gut instinct. Now you find out through these documents here that this person was the actual one with the royal blood, not him. That's why she was kept alive. Okay. That's why they were allowed to procreate afterwards. And these aren't the only people that this was happened to. Okay. Many people have been killed off, but are still alive. Making sense now? So, taking these theories of time travel and living in present time and being exactly where we are right now in our thought, the more we go through the integration of these DNA codes, and the more our pineal glands are cleaned off, and the more the golden strands are linking our brains together from our two halves. So they're just building little bridges all along. That's what's going on with our frequencies and vibrations right now. Okay. So, Michelle, we are a pro-Trump here, so it's not really good. But anyways, so what we're coming through here is all of the people right now, I'll use 2021 in this matrix. Okay. All of us here, we're in the future. This is the past. We all have our own little loops that we're in our soul families. Okay. We all have these little loops. So in the former loop of Donald J. Trump, he would have been in this loop in World War II with McWoody, if we have that story. All right. So now, if we think about it in all fairness and equality of all of us being equal, we are all gods, we're all connected. There is no one really above us. All right. It's going to annoy people to hear that. We are all the force. Because if we're going around this loop in our collective consciousness thousands of years from now, and we're sending ourselves back here, we're literally the ones with the benevolent beings who come back here to wake us up in this time. Everybody has a role. Everybody has a story to play out in this. So it is my understanding that there's going to be a time, this might freak you out when I say this, that this person may be legit. What would you do then? He may be legit and just trying to help out that part of the story. All right. I don't think he's a bad guy. I'll tell you what happened. This is exactly a light version of what happened to me personally. Give you a little Raven timeline. So, I'll have to do that in a little bit. Yes, we are all our own God self. So this is how I envision just the last year for me myself. So let's just start in March when lots of people got an upgrade. March 13th is when we locked down and we all flipped out, let's be honest. So let's say that was I watched our favorite. I was about 5 weeks behind when it came out on January 20th. Okay. So this is, and then I spent basically every waking hour of every waking day until this day doing research and charts. Every single waking hour of every single day. On April 27th, 27th, I put out video 1, number 1, and on April 30th, I put out video 2. I kept them short and sweet. This one was 15 minutes, and I think this one was 2. I wanted to try and cram it. I thought Facebook was only 15 minutes. So, get out of here, dude. Thank you. Okay, anyways. So, then I moved. I moved into this apartment right here on May 11th. You know what I did? Nothing. I went outside for like 3 hours and vegged. Somewhere in between here, somebody kept sending me the King video or the webpage. Somebody, like, honestly. And it wasn't until around May 10th that Julie, my friend on Facebook for a few years, sent me the video. And she's from Scotland. She's like, can you please check this guy out? I'm like, okay. That was on May 11th. I moved May 12th. Or sorry, May 12th, I did nothing. Sorry. Then May 13th, I made first Facebook live video. Oh, Greg. JGH. Okay. That's what happened on May 13th. May 14th. First YouTube live video. JGH. Had no clue. Okay. Until this moment here, you know how many people were on this channel? You know how many people might have viewed this view, even though I had hashtags on it and everything? 500 people. 500 lovely, awesome people were like, hey, Raven, you rock. I love how you just do your charts, blah, 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 blah. I did ask that question, Mira, if that person was legit today, and the answer was yes. So they had good intentions. So that's just my opinion. Now I'll get to a little bit more of the story. Okay. So then these videos here, each of them got over 100,000 views. They got chopped up, dissected, talked about, shared, right in between, I will say, and I didn't watch any videos of this dude before. I had no idea what was going on. Right around, I'll say, May 19th. Oh, maybe it was, yeah, May 19th or so. I had my first call with him. He called me. I did not call him. He called me on Messenger. Okay. In that phone call, it was maybe about 4 minutes long, really funny first thing I ever said to that guy, holding up my phone like this. I repeated this many times for my family and friends. They think it's funny. I was in the bathroom. I was scrolling, pooping and scrolling. I'm not going to lie. So I get this phone call and I see Greg Hallett coming up on, you know, like when you're doing and you're like, whoa, wah! And I was like, I put my phone down like this and finished my business, washed my hands, because I didn't know who this guy was. No idea. I was just early into the story of all the lies, okay? Early into the story. However, I've been awake for years. I just made all the connections thanks to this lovely girl, Janet. Anyways, calls me. Very first thing I say to this guy, who do you excuse me. I go, who do you think you are? The King of England or something? Phoning me before I've had my coffee or a smoke? No lie. I was in my bathrobe. Had my phone propped up. I was literally in my bathrobe making my espresso pot. He goes, well, I'm just going to leave you on. I'm going to go outside for a smoke while you're making your coffee, if that's okay. I'm not joking. I was looking at a blank phone screen while I was making my coffee for about 10 minutes, which was fine because I went and smoked out my window and made my coffee and zoomed around the corner and put some clothes on. Something like this. I obviously didn't care. I think it was a sweatshirt. Our very first conversation, it was like talking to a long lost relative, is the only way I can explain it. It was upbeat. It was funny. It was nothing serious. It was about, we didn't even talk about any of this shit. I think the one thing he did say is, so-and-so said you wanted to interview me. And I didn't really have any expectations of interviewing anybody at the time, to be honest, because I was just wanted to do my chart. And I was like, I talked to my friend and I'm like, oh, that's really weird. Because he posted this on his video page sometime in between the 13th, I think, and the 16th, somewhere in there. So the reason this is important is because what I'm about to tell you about the ugly part of the show we're going to get to today. So thank you all 99 people for zooming in on here. Yes, I know. So Sir Greg, this is what we're going to get to here. So we have this conversation on May 31st. Okay. And he basically explains birth to 1989 in a timeline. Okay. Now, as soon as I posted these videos on Facebook, I had his family, of course, and then everybody come and attack me. I don't even mean a little bit. I mean, what the hell? And all I was excited about, to be honest, I'm telling you, the number one thing I was excited about this guy is I knew the queen was fake. I knew they were ripping us off. I bitched about her for years. I've been saying since I think I was 6 years old, she drinks the blood of babies to stay younger. I'm not exaggerating. People have been thinking I've been off my rocker this entire time in my life. I couldn't even bring it up at certain points. People are like, yeah, just shut up. Shut up about that anyways. So for me, he was a confirmation of my feelings. I didn't care. He just basically explained how we're all royal bloodlines, basically. You know, he may have broken the code, and that's really what I believe he did. On May 31st, he told me he wrote the last line, whatever that means, or completed, sorry, I'll use a better term, completed the last line of the book of Revelations. Now, people are like, well, isn't that arrogant of him? And in my head, all I thought is good. Because June 21st, whoops, I'll get to that in a second. The 21st, I'll just write it here so I don't forget. So he said that. And then I was introduced to the people behind the scenes. Okay. I'm not going to get anyone else involved in this and such. I'll just put and such. Okay. All right. So these people I had a conversation with on the, okay, here, behind the scenes. Okay. There's conversations. We'll just leave it at that. All right. So I have a little bit more experience, I guess. Secret intel. I'm just kidding. So on June 4th or 5th, I'll say, me personally, I'll just say that was the night of the dream. I tell you guys, my dreams are very important and they're very revealing and da 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 da. In this dream, it was this guy here as a person of light and 4 male dark energies around him. And I shot up out of my dream. And the first thing I said is, oh my God, he's not real. And I was like, wait a second, he's the light figure. And then somebody that I know very well, will just put one of my favorite intel people, you know who you are, I met on that day. And I said, well, is he the king or isn't he? And the answer was, they told you there was a king. They just didn't tell you which one. I'm like, oh, I gotcha. So part of, again, what his job was to point us to the true lineage of the Scottish rock to me. That's exactly what happened right after that for me. It was like bing, bang, boom. I'm like, so he's someone that keeps pushing this story, but it's not necessarily, to me, all I thought was he's just telling the story. He's completing the story. So during this time from May 13th until May 31st, for those 18 days, the amount of information that my brain actually consumed as far as how the game was played, that is when I had the biggest understanding of how walk-ins work, how MK Ultra works, how Manchurian candidates work, how agreements are made, how galactic agreements are made, why they're made, soul families are made, DNA cleaning, reclaiming of our Christ consciousness, how 9/11 was about visual representation of them killing the 2 sides of our brain, all of that stuff just went silent weapons for quiet wars, all this stuff was learned in those 18 days. Phones, you name it, everything was just jammed on such a deeper level, quantum physics, quantum math, all of that stuff. And and this is the whole thing about this whole journey, is this guy here never had any intention, and people misunderstand that. If you looked at his Facebook page when I was interviewing him, Jacera, world peace, and memes about the Queen. How is that bad? How is that bad? People donated money to him. I donated money. And people are like, oh, you gave money to him? I'm like, do you care who I give money to? I gave $20 to a homeless guy last week too. Does it matter? No. I don't tell you what to do with your money. Don't tell me what to do with my money. Who cares? And the reason I did that is because I was so fucking happy. He was the guy coming out and telling everybody because he was so nice. I didn't give a shit if people thought he should be king or not. It was the fact that he did that job. And I couldn't imagine being on the other side. I know what it felt like for me personally here. I had death threats. Yeah, I had death threats, a lot of death threats. Yep. Didn't like it. I had people from Anonymous USA saying, end that rant of yours, da-da-da-da-da, get on with the program, blah, 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 and threaten me. I was just like, how about no? I'm going to figure this out no matter how I do it. And so what he did for me, and this is why I'm thankful of the lesson, is that this dream showed me, it was so insightful about how we do connect back with our soul families. Even if that person, say you don't like, but they won't leave you alone in your life, okay? They were probably in your former life before. Maybe you were married to that person. You have no idea. But we come back and join, just like the collective consciousness does in the tree of life, because we're all one. You know, we find our vibrations that keep matching, and that's where you guys all come in. We are the soul family that's connecting. So maybe you were around at a certain point in another timeline as me, but it might not have been. Maybe you were with King Anne Boleyn or King Henry, and or you know, and Anne, King and Anne, or maybe you were from the future and you met me in the future and you're like, oh, what year are you from? Oh, I'm from, you know, whatever. Our last mission was 1969 start date and it ended like, and whatever. If we are the collective consciousness of the new quantum energy and we do become the tree of life, which is accurate description, and we all are emblazoned with these lovely golden strands of DNA repairing our body and bringing us to our crystalline body form in love and light vibrations, then we will have the capacity to see all of our previous lives and to know how we were connected in these lives. So yeah, does that does that kind of make sense to you? That we literally, even if our job doesn't look so great, and this guy, I can tell you, now, me personally, this is just my opinion, okay? Because people gave me a lot of flack. Where's your ownership for calling the king the king? And I'm like, where's your ownership for doing your own research? This has been my bitch since last May. No kidding. Like, do your own research. I've been doing mine. So since then, like I'm talking by May 31st, I went up to 10,000 followers on my YouTube. That's not even accurate because nobody watches those. Out of the 10,000, it's you guys here, the 100, 200 people that watch my videos almost like clockwork every day, no matter what time um, I come on. So the other 14,000, who are these people? So this brings me to my other person that I had a little, it's 111 now. Thank you. And it was almost 111 at 111. I like that. So let's just talk about this guy on the back up here because I don't want to waste a whole piece of paper on this person. Okay. Now these are his own words. Okay. I'm not making it up. I'm not pulling it out of thin air. I'm literally saying what he's told other people. You just saw a clip on my YouTube, or not my YouTube, my Telegram, and also on my Facebook. I could play it for you here, but I don't want to wreck my vibe with that voice, where he literally admitted blatantly in the 1980s to what the heck's that show? Tots on Pops, Pops on Pop, whatever. I don't know. You know what the show is? Pops on Top. I don't know. You know, it's kids dancing. It's with this creeper who we all know. Now, Pop of the Pops. That's what it is. Might as well be called Top of the Pops. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for fixing that. I couldn't remember what it's called. Anyways, I'm just going to read you my questions if I had seen these in the interview, okay? Just in all fairness, if you don't have Crackbook. Yeah, come on, let's go. No, 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 not you. You. Okay. So his words, not mine, was my comments. I have to tell you, this is what I said on Facebook. I've never been able to watch any of his videos because his stepson introduces sensitive subject matter. It wasn't in my vibes, plus a few other things I'd heard in small clips last year. Everyone has a role to play. That's him too. He has a role to play in his role. Okay. Personally, I don't think these statements that he said I would ever let slide in an interview. If he had ever mentioned any of this shit while I was on an interview with him, and it was asked of me to do an interview with him last May, June, sometime in there. Obviously, I said no. So this is what I would ask him. What makes you think your moral compass has changed in the past few years that you're literally laughing it off how these young girls were treated? How did you stop running girls for Jimmy Savile? How young was the youngest girl? How come you think it's all their fault that these girls' marriages broke up? I could literally go on and go on with these questions. So, as I've said before, you just don't, he's claimed to, these are his other words, his words, these are his words, dude. You can't sue me if I'm just taking your words and saying, hey, why did you say these things? He threatens to sue everyone. You can't suck blood from a stone anyways, dude. You can get the $11. I'm just kidding. So he said that he moved gold. He was on the planes when they moved it out of the Vatican. His words, not mine. That wasn't even done in the timeline he says it was done. He says he's been in the tunnels. Oh yes, he did this for the Indian prime minister. And that would have been 7 years ago. So look up what kind of guy that person was. That's your answer right there. So, anyways, these are my questions that I've always had for him. Is why put doctor if you're just joking around? And then why use it afterwards? And then did you go get your doctorate ship afterwards? Where did that doctor thing come from? I can't understand why people would even lie about that. It's like lying about your height. Is there a doctor in the house? What's he going to do? Jump up? Come on. So to me, I've never really had an understanding of why the son was on the show. I couldn't watch any more of those. And he's actually the one who I believe did the documentary or paid for some of it, and with and Mahoney. Now, or I have not talked to this person since these people were involved, really. Jack's been on my Facebook page saying, "Hola, one love." Hi, Jack. How you doing? David Mahoney and Just His got into a fight on my Facebook page or my YouTube page on Just Thoughts and Comments back in, I think, July or August, when it was linked financially between Jack Kidd's sister and Ghislaine Maxwell was the CEO of her cosmetic company for 15 years. So, yeah, I was just questioning, like, what's up with that? And they had David Mahoney and Just His had 145, 150 comments back and forth to each other. I was just like, and I stay out of it. This is not disparaging anyone. These are just questions I've had for this guy for this whole time. This whole entire time, I've had these questions. So yesterday, I took a beating because I think it wasn't really a beating. I was literally laughing all day, just to make it clear. I did not care about shit on my Facebook page. It was funny. I need to take a shower. Somebody accused me of being this kind of lover. And I'm like, if you knew me at all, if you watched any of my videos, you would have thought that was funny as shit. I thought it was funny. I'm like, obviously, lady, you have no idea who you're talking to. And I couldn't stop laughing. But I posted that because I thought it was funny. My opinion of what my reaction is to what somebody said about me. Somebody called me a Charlie Ward lover, and I'm disagreeing with them however I want. So, boy, did that open up a can of butthurt information and people taking shit seriously, sticking up for him. Why can't we all come together? As I've said before, I don't tell you who to watch. It's none of my business. I don't tell anybody what to do. I just give you you ask, and I give you my personal opinion because I think I'm just like you. We're all just trying to figure out the shit like everyone else. I don't see myself as any better or different than him, other than my integrity might be a little bit better on my information because I actually research it myself with a pen and paper, eyesight, intuition, all of that stuff. So we're just on different frequencies, dude. And his frequency gives me the creeps, period. But it doesn't mean I can't or haven't surrounded him in light and love. He doesn't trigger me or anything. I just think what he says does not agree with who I am as a person. So, anyways, if your number ends in 11, you're a master number, not uh you stop there. And yes, you do have characteristics of the two anyways, because that's the diplomacy, down to earth, like to have everything balanced. But anyways, back to this thing. This is all I've got to say. Like, I really don't have anything to say other than what he's said himself. Like, I don't know what to say to that. I honestly, if I could sit down and thought for 1 minute, for 1 second, that guy was actually going to be 1,000% legitimate and honest, then I would totally consider doing that. But in my heart of hearts, I do not believe that's the intention of this particular person. That's all. And I've always believed that you should never charge people for intel. I go back to the original Rosicrucian time, okay? And that's what JGH brought up too before too. I'll flip this over. That, what's that one? In this, if you believe in this past, present, future, and being able to see here, you'd be able to see here in the Rosicrucians, which were the nice people before they were taken over by the apparent other establishment, dark side. They had 3 principles: brotherly love, feed and shelter homeless and the poor, so everybody's equal, and 3, information should be shared and given freely to anybody who seeks it. And I truly believe in those characteristics from the deepest of my hearts, while releasing the fear that people have been giving on us on our planet. So, yes. He recently cried fake on JGS. Yeah, I don't. Honestly, yeah, his own words say it all. So, I will try and watch Snowpiercer. I have been trying to get around to doing lots of things, but truthfully, it's still minus 29 here. It's so cold. It's so cold. I'm gonna call a ambulance and order some French fries. But this is just like I said, this is just my opinion. Okay, just my opinion. But if your intentions are pure and true and you're pretty much 51% good, you're coming along anyways, I believe. So I think that people right now should be focusing on returning karma back to their lives in the best, most loving and light way. And that's one of the reasons I'm talking about CW today, is because I'm surrounding that guy in love and light. It must not be easy being in some of these skin suits that they've chosen for this path, because we all chose this path. We all chose our journey before we got here. We all chose it. So whether it was in the future going, yeah, I'm going to go back to that time. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to live through. These are going to be my experiences. These are going to be my lessons. We all chose it. All of us. We all chose our parents. We all chose this journey. So Yes, I don't know who Nino. That is that Rodriguez dude. Yeah, I watched him once and I'm like, I don't think you're very woke. And that was a long time ago. I don't know if he's changed too. Like certain people I watched a while ago and they don't fit my vibe. I never watch them again. Why waste my time? That's just the way it is. So, um, don't. Oh yeah, it's Biden's nose nearly falling off. That's so true. True, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, no, I haven't watched a lot of these people. I don't know who a lot of truthers are out there. And just to make comment to that lovely individual yesterday who's like, "You're just jealous of Charlie and his 10 million followers." And I'm like, no, I'm not jealous of 8 million bots on my page. And I am not jealous in any way whatsoever of answering that many comments or that many emails or being that famous. Like, please. I love who I am. I am in competition with no one, absolutely no one but myself. All I literally think is I want to be a better version of a person that I was yesterday. That's all I think. I don't want to be holding any negative vibes to anybody. And coming into the love weekend and all of this massive shift about the energy going on, it's super important for us to deal with people who trigger. So if me posting that has triggered you, I love Charlie, and I know most of you on here wouldn't be doing that. But if that's triggering you to stick up for Charlie, then you need to ask yourself, why do you need to protect other people? Shouldn't you be protecting your own interests and your own beliefs and what you think? Why does it matter what I think? I'll reiterate what I said yesterday. Stop putting people on pedestals. It's easy for the stool to get kicked out. So let's keep our feet to the ground and remain grounded and real with everybody. Like, honestly. And when the time comes when I meet the big Donald, because I'm gonna one day, I'm gonna say, hey, do you want me to roll in my Bob Ross shirt? Or do you want to be in a golf clothes? Like, can I get a new golf outfit to interview you? Like, I just want to keep it real with the dude. I don't want to show up in some fancy ensemble that I just would never wear. I want to keep it real with him. What do you think? So we need to practice stop being spoon fed information. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it now. So has to be the Bob Ross, right? My son would be so proud. Oh my God. Okay, I have to show you this guy's video because I pissed myself laughing. If you did not see this already. Now, where did it go? Somebody posted in the group chat and I think I sent it to my meme magic group. There we go. So I gotta play this.
Space coat of blue on here, just other than Hunter Biden blue. And he just kind of disappeared out of the news all of a sudden, like, didn't he? And sucking on that crack pipe, and suddenly his daddy gets up there and starts calling for unity and kumbaya and rubbing each other's nipples and peanut butter, and Hunter Biden just kind of falls off the screen. Whatever happened to that laptop of his? No attention to that man behind her.
I don't know who it is, but honestly, it was the best. It was the best. It was the best. I could not stop laughing. Oh, I was like, I love you. I love you. Even his voice. It's just hunchback and blue here. Like, paint some happy little booches. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, anyways, oh, so funny. You went to a Bob Ross painting party. Oh, fun. I was gonna do some painting maybe later on. Look, so there's Kelly and Wes's painting, and I still have my galaxies there. But this one right behind, okay, so it's not too messy. See this one right here? That is my favorite painting in my apartment right now. I should show it to you. So hold on one second. I'll grab it so you can see it up close. It's worth it. So I hope it shows the surface is kind of shiny. and I poured epoxy on it, and it gave it this really nice texture. So I sit there and do this all the time. So I made it with a pour painting, obviously, and I used some iridescents and like just a whole pile of colors, but it's very beautiful. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of it because that was a happy accident. I went to do epoxy on the entire painting, and with this girl that was really good at epoxying, and she was like, I don't know why it's not sticking. It's the lube, lady. I used lube when I was doing the pour painting so that they would separate. Yeah. So yeah, it's my favorite painting in my apartment. I was thinking about doing my what do you call it? That aura painting with the big wings. I was thinking about doing that in epoxy one day. So yeah, I love it. So thank you. Yeah, the BIDEN's first wife and daughter were killed in an auto accident. But rumor has it that they were kept alive and hidden somewhere. And I don't know if that's absolutely true or not, but who knows? So she don't know the lube rule exactly, right? Y'all gotta know the lube rule. So you know what we haven't done yet? Guess what time it is? Card reading, card reading. I'm just kidding. We should have like little things that we press for like this is a long show today. Wow, good for me. I'm gonna go shopping with Sassy Spice pretty soon. She's picking me up in -20. Thank you. Go to the stupid store. At least I'll have a partner in crime when I go in there. Got a big card bouncing out. So there's one card for today. I had 3 cards pop out earlier. They're just amazing. So dry. Okay. Oh, love it. OMG, you guys. I love. We've been talking about this all day. Communication. And the water fairy. I love these cards. So here you go. Here's the book we're reading from. Okay. So communication. This is a perfect card for today. I love these cards. Are you clear and straightforward when you communicate with others? Do you have difficulty in asking for what you need? This marker reminds you of many things related to how you speak to the world and how it speaks to you. It asks you to be clear and seek clarity in all communications between yourself and others in your life. Perhaps you need to call someone or write a letter. Do you need to connect with someone you haven't talked to a while? Do you need to clarify something that remains cloudy between you and another? Drawing this marker indicates that it's timely to do so, for communication at this moment is highlighted in all areas of your life. This card notes that communication is not just between human beings. Your spirit guides, angels, and others helpers are on your path, always trying to get your attention. Are you open to their messages? Ask and you will know. Look and you will see. Listen and you will hear. Sense and you will feel. Communication is not just about talking at something or someone. In Avalon, the sacred wisdom was gained by developing, receptivity and learning to listen. Love, 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 love. And of course, we got number 28 because there was a couple of you 28 ones in the group. Yes, exactly. OD meditation, right? It's exactly what I was telling you. I hope you watch those meditations, and I'll be probably doing a meditation on Monday or Sunday afternoon, a short one, 10 minutes. When the water fairy swims up to you with her liquid magic, she reminds you that emotions and feelings may be running the show. She asks you to consider how you really feel about things and why. She also reminds you that you are not your feelings, you are the one experiencing them. Remember that as water flows, emotions change. The water fairy also tells you that it's time to lose your rigidity. Be fluid and willing at times to compromise and allow change to happen. If you're happy right now, enjoy the water fairy swirls her love around you. If things are making you sad, she comes to wash away your tears. The water fairy knows the power of emotions. So when she appears, be mindful of them and how they affect you. Remember, feelings are the fuel for manifesting. Be certain of what you want to create when what you're feeling. Allow your feelings to pass through and focus on the positive. The water fairy longs to smile at you in reflection. And I love this. This is all about taking your feelings and emotions and working through them in your meditations. I really do believe that it's about bringing yourself and surrendering them to love, surrendering them to love. And emotions are just like a storm, you can ride through them and you're still in the ship and they will affect you or can affect you or what have you if you choose to let them weigh your ship down. So it's kind of storms pass. So hello, Stardust, Fire Fairy. Oh, what a nice name. So the three cards that I picked before I did my reading, and yeah, is the High Priestess, Truth, and Joy. And that's exactly what I feel like it's coming to, this intuitive time of truth and joy, and just a beautiful time where we can co-create our realities. And if you're feeling happy and full of emotion and joy and peace, then that's what you're going to be creating. But if you're focusing on the anxiety or a timelines are so 3D. When's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter when it happens, but it's going to happen. So know that this is a 6,000-year-old contract that has been broken. It's done. We're literally starting that. We've already started the new earth, the new ways we rewrite laws. That's what I was going to get to in this. By June 21st, I knew that it was time to move forward with the rewriting of the new laws, because that's what June 21st to December 21st was all about, is rewriting the new laws planetary. And that's what we're in right now, is this period where we have to co-create our new realities that are happy and filled with light and love and positive vibrations, because we're returning karma back to our life, and that's what we're going to attract right away. So if you're thinking negative Debbie Downer thoughts all the time, guess what? That's on full front to you, like, until you deal with that trigger of how to get rid of the negativity. So you can transmute that energy, integrate that information, and then let it flow. So yes, I haven't really watched much of the impeachment trial because it's such bad acting. Honestly, I feel like I could have had a part on that, blindfolded, deaf, and trying to listen to an interpreter. I probably could have, like, a sign language. Like, seriously, if I was blindfolded and trying to interpret what somebody was signing to me, I'd probably act better than what those actors were doing. They're just so bad. So it's just a movie, just a movie. So, oh no, the acting on Trump's defense is awesome. It's just the dipshits on the other side. I'm like, do you even know what you're saying, dude? Who invited you to the party? Yeah, blindfolded and face nappies, exactly. Just put two right here. So thank you very much for tuning in. I love you all. I really do hope this has made a little bit of sense of some craziness going on in the world. But I love the good chart. Let's just have a good look at it again. It's so much fun. It made me so happy to figure these out. Like, this is all about communication and ideas, communication and ideas. Like, how awesome is it? So, um, have a great night. I might do Friday night paint night. Who knows? We'll see. And figure out your life paths. Go look it up. Go read a little bit. Get to know yourself better. Work through your stuff. Figure out what your new career path is going to be now that you got your shit sorted. Anyways, light and love to everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you for joining me for so long. I appreciate it.